Your Kaivac 1750 or 2750 no-touch cleaning system is equipped with a removable black box assembly that houses the mechanical components of your system. If you've determined that your system needs service or repair, this video will demonstrate how to remove and replace the black box, reducing system downtime. The procedures covered in this video will apply to Kaivac models 1750 and 2750. To remove the black box, we'll need a flathead screwdriver or a 1/4-inch driver. Certain system configurations will also require a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the bolts on the rear of the black box. It is recommended that you perform these steps in an area with adequate drainage, especially if there is water in the freshwater tank. If there is water in the freshwater tank and your vacuum motor is still functioning properly, you can use the vacuum to empty the tank. Plug the system into an electrical outlet and ensure that GFCI is lit. Then, unwrap the vacuum hose fully from the system. Turn on the vacuum motor and place the vacuum hose into the freshwater tank to remove any water that may be in the tank. Lift the hose out of the standing water periodically to allow the water to evacuate the vacuum hose. When the tank is empty, use the Easy Drain dump hose to empty the vacuum tank before proceeding. If your vacuum motor is not functioning properly and there's water in the freshwater tank, you can place towels or a tray under the system to catch water that will drain from the tank when the intake and return hoses are disconnected. Next, we'll remove the pressure hose, disconnect and remove any chemicals on the system, and remove the electrical cord. To begin, unwrap the entire length of the pressure hose. Then, disconnect the hose from the system at the quick disconnect. Pull up on the quick disconnect collar and pull the hose from the connection. Now that the pressure hose is disconnected, set it aside to be used with the replacement black box. Next, disconnect any chemicals that are attached to the black box. Unscrew the chemical cap from the chemical bottle and set the chemical aside. Then, unwrap the electrical cord from the system. Unplug it from the black box and set it aside. Finally, disconnect the vacuum intake hose from the elbow on the top of the system. We're now ready to remove the black box from the system. There are 6 bolts that attach the black box to the system. 2 bolts are located on the top of the unit, and 2 more bolts are located on both sides of the system. Begin by removing the 2 thumb bolts on the top of the black box and setting them aside. If your system is equipped with Phillips head bolts at this location, use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the bolts. Next, remove the top yellow thumb bolts from both sides of the black box and set them aside. When the bolts have been removed, pull back on the black box and lay it down flat on the floor. Next, we'll disconnect the pump's intake and return lines. Remove the return line first by loosening the clamp with a flathead screwdriver or 1/4-inch driver and sliding it out of the way. Now pull on the return line to disconnect it from the tank. Now, repeat the process with the pump's intake line. Loosen the clamp and slide it out of the way. Then remove the intake line from the tank. With everything disconnected, we're ready to remove the last 2 bolts. Locate the bottom thumb bolts attaching the wheels to the system and remove them on both sides. Once these bolts are removed, the black box can be pulled away from the system and is ready to be packaged and returned. When you receive your new black box, save the packaging it arrives in and use it to ship the unit back to Kaivac. Please refer to the packing and shipping video module for detailed instructions for returning your black box assembly.